Sister Howe, and she's using the scriptures to comfort her, I'll say neighbour, friend.
Good morning, how are you today?
Yeah, not too bad, really. Look, I don't feel like talking. Actually, I'm still grieving. I lost my friend 6 months ago, and yeah, I don't really feel like talking.
I'm sorry to hear that. Can I just briefly show you a very comforting scripture?
Well, I guess so. Would you like to come and sit down?
Okay. It's normal for us to feel sad when we lose a good friend. Even Jesus felt very hurt when his friend Lazarus died. I'd like to show you how upset he was, here in John 11 verse 35. Would you like to read it? It's only a short one.
Okay then. Jesus gave way to tears. I didn't realise that I learnt about the account of Lazarus at church, but I didn't realise that Jesus cried.
Yeah, also we know that the Bible said that later Jesus died a very painful death on the torture stake. Can you imagine the pain God felt when his son died?
Yeah, he would have been really very great.
Yes, God must have felt very deep pain. Jesus knew he was going to die, but he was sure that God would not forget him. Look at Jesus' last words in Luke 23 verse 46. And Jesus called with a loud voice and said, Father, into your hands I entrust my spirit. When he had said this, he died. Jesus did die and was buried in a tomb. 3 days later, God resurrected him back to life on earth. He appeared to many of his disciples, proving that God actually raised Jesus back to life. Here's an example in John 20, verse 19 and 20. Therefore, when it was late in that day, first of the week, and although the doors were locked, where the disciples were for fear of the Jews, Jesus came and stood in their midst and said to them, May you have peace. And after he said this, he showed them both his hands and his side. Then his disciples rejoiced at seeing the Lord. This was after Jesus was resurrected, and he was showing them his hands which were nailed to the stake, and his side which is cut open. There was one of Jesus' disciples who was named Thomas, and he was not present this occasion. He said he would not believe Jesus was resurrected unless he saw him with his own eyes. Here in John 20 verse 26 and 27. Would you like to read it?
Okay. Well, 8 days later, his disciples were again indoors, and Thomas with them. Jesus came, although the doors were locked, and he stood in their midst and said, May you have peace. Next he said to Thomas, Put your finger here and see my hands, and take your hand and stick it into my side, and stop being unbelieving, but become believing.
This account shows that if we or our friends die, we can be sure that God will remember us and resurrect us as well, just as he did to his son Jesus. What I'd like to do is to come back this week and show you from the Bible what God has promised in the very near future, that he will turn the whole earth into a beautiful paradise and resurrect ones who have died. This includes your very best friend who has passed away.
That sounds really nice. I'd really appreciate that.
In the meantime, I'd like to leave you this tract for you to read. It gives further comforting thoughts from the Bible when we lose our loved ones.
Thanks very much, sisters, that was good. And we often, well, not that often, hopefully it's not often we meet someone that's just lost a friend, but it does happen, doesn't it? And so what the BE book tells us to do is exactly what Mulan did, is instead of being overly concerned with the words, you focus on your desire to help that person. That's what she did, didn't she? She said, I've got this scripture to comfort you. So she wanted to help out, and she did say that at the end, and she left with a comforting thought that not only the track, but she said the resurrection will include your dear friend. So that is one of the secrets, isn't it? Just be concerned, and the warmth and the feeling will go along with it. So thanks very much, Sister Mulan. Right, now, if we can get our songbooks out, it's Song 1, and we'll hand over to Brother Green. And he will announce the song. Well, it's Song 1, I know that.
Okay, if we're able to, I would like to stand and share and sing the first song. That'll be very good. And it's entitled, Bless Jehovah, O my soul.